In late 2024, Quaker Oats issued a voluntary recall after potential salmonella contamination was found across multiple product lines. That same year, independent lab analyses detected glyphosate residues in several of America's most popular oat brands. But crack open the wrong packet, and what you're really eating is added sugars disguised as fiber, artificial dyes marketed as fun, and pesticide residues wrapped in heart-healthy promises. If this has been your go-to brand for 10, 20, 30 years, everything we found has been in your body that entire time. Today, we're breaking down 11 oatmeal brands that failed to deliver on their health claims, including 2 that most people consider premium, plus the 2 brands that actually tested clean and earned their place on your breakfast table. Coming in at number 11, great value. Walmart's store brand oatmeal. It sits on the shelf at under $2 a box. At that price, most shoppers assume oatmeal is oatmeal. Cheap, simple, good for you. That assumption is the trap. Pick up a packet of the flavored variety. Flip it over. The ingredient list reads like a chemistry set, not a breakfast food. Multiple flavored options pack over 12 grams of added sugar per single serving. That is 3 teaspoons of sugar before you have even started your morning. Then there is the caramel color, a cosmetic additive with zero nutritional purpose. It exists to make processed oats look richer, warmer, more appealing. It does nothing for your body except add a chemical your liver has to process. Tear open a packet. That powdery, almost chalky smell is not whole grain. It is pulverized oat dust mixed with sweetener and filler that dissolves the second water hits it. The texture is paste within 60 seconds. No chew, no structure, no substance. For anyone managing prediabetes or watching blood sugar levels, or families feeding this to kids before school, that hidden sugar load triggers an insulin spike first thing in the morning. The crash hits by 10, the hunger returns by 11, and the cycle repeats every single day you trust that box. $2 a box. That is what your blood sugar is worth to Walmart. Great value promises savings. What it actually delivers is a glucose roller coaster disguised as a wholesome breakfast. If Walmart's budget brand cuts corners this badly, surely Target's version is better. It is not. At number 10, Market Pantry. Target's store brand oatmeal. It sits right next to the premium options on the shelf. Same aisle, same eye level, half the price. The red and white packaging looks clean, modern, trustworthy. Target's brand reputation does a lot of heavy lifting here. Shoppers assume that if Target carries it under their own name, somebody vetted it. Somebody checked. Independent nutrition reviews tell a different story. Market Pantry flavored instant oatmeal relies heavily on sugar, maltodextrin, and artificial flavoring. Maltodextrin is a processed carbohydrate with a glycemic index higher than table sugar. It spikes your blood glucose faster than the sugar itself, and it is hiding in a product people eat specifically because they think oats are good for their heart. Pour hot water into a Market Pantry packet. Watch what happens. The oats dissolve into a gummy, translucent slurry almost instantly. There is no texture, no grain structure, no evidence that a whole oat ever existed in that packet. Stir it, and the spoon drags through paste. That is not a healthy breakfast. That is wallpaper adhesive with cinnamon flavoring. The sodium-to-fiber ratio in these packets has been flagged as among the least nutritious of any store brand on the market. For people on blood pressure or cholesterol medication who eat this daily, or anyone relying on oatmeal to support heart health, the sodium quietly works against the very prescriptions keeping them alive. Same aisle as the premium brands. Same shelf. None of the quality. 2 budget brands down. 2 brands you have probably grabbed without thinking. But surely the name brands are safer, right? Especially the ones marketed to families. Number 9. Quaker Dinosaur Eggs. The packet with the candy-filled eggs that hatch in the bowl. Kids love it. Grandparents stock it for visits. It turns breakfast into a magic trick. Little sugar eggs cracking open to reveal colorful dinosaurs. Fun, playful, interactive, and absolutely loaded with things no child or adult should eat for breakfast. A single packet contains over 14 grams of added sugar. That is more sugar than a chocolate chip cookie, in a product shaped like dinosaur eggs for children. But sugar is just the opening act. Those colorful eggs get their color from red 40 and yellow 5. Artificial dyes that consumer safety groups have scrutinized for years. The European Union requires warning labels on products containing these dyes, stating they may have adverse effects on activity and attention in children. In America, no warning. Just a cartoon on the box. Open the packet and smell it. That artificial sweetness, that synthetic fruit punch aroma, that is not oatmeal. That is confectionery engineering. The oats themselves are so heavily processed they cook in 90 seconds. Every second of that speed is fiber being stripped away, a candy bowl with a nutrition label. That is what Quaker is selling. For anyone managing diabetes or kidney health who eats this themselves after the grandkids leave, or parents who trust the Quaker name without flipping the box, 14 grams of sugar and artificial dyes are not a wholesome start to anyone's day. Quaker put candy in oatmeal and called it breakfast. That is the innovation. If Quaker hides candy in a children's product, what are they hiding in the classics? Number 8 is one almost every American has eaten: Quaker apples and cinnamon. Decades of brand loyalty built on that warm, familiar smell, that apple pie for breakfast promise. Your parents ate it. You ate it. You probably still eat it. 12 grams of added sugar per packet. That is 3 teaspoons stirred into something people choose because they believe it is heart-healthy. But here is what stings. Those dehydrated apple pieces printed on the box, the ones that make you picture sliced fruit and cinnamon sticks. They are so heavily processed, they retain almost none of the original fiber or vitamins that make apples beneficial. What you are getting is a sugar-coated flake that looks like apple and tastes like nostalgia. The real nutrition was stripped during processing. Open a packet and look inside. Those tiny beige flecks are the apples. They are hard, dry, and odorless. Drop them in water. They do not rehydrate into anything resembling fruit. They absorb liquid and become a gummy smear. A plain serving of rolled oats delivers roughly 4 grams of soluble beta-glucan fiber, the compound clinically shown to lower cholesterol. Quaker apples and cinnamon delivers a fraction of that because the processing destroys the oat structure that holds it together. For people over 50 relying on this as their daily heart-healthy breakfast, or anyone who picked it over eggs because it seemed like the smarter choice, you are spiking insulin while getting far less of the fiber your cardiologist told you to eat more of. 40 years of trust, 12 grams of sugar, almost zero real apple. You just saw what the classic brands are hiding. So surely spending more gets you something better? Not even close. Number 7. Kodiak Cakes. The rugged brand with the grizzly bear on the box. High protein, whole grains, Mountain Man energy. Everything about Kodiak screams premium nutrition. The price confirms it. You will pay $4 to $6 for a box of oatmeal packets that promises what cheap brands cannot deliver. The protein content is higher than standard instant oats. That part is true. What the bear on the box does not tell you is that several flavors contain 9 to 12 grams of added sugar per packet. That is the same sugar load as the budget brands charging half the price. You are paying double for better branding, not better nutrition. Then there are the natural flavors. That phrase sounds wholesome. It is not. Natural flavors are lab-engineered compounds designed to make processed food taste like something it is not. They exist to mask what is really inside. A taste profile built for indulgence, not health. Open a Kodiak packet. The granola-like clusters and the hearty appearance suggest substance. But cook it, and the texture collapses into the same soft mush as every other instant. The visual promise disappears in hot water. For people on statin medications managing cholesterol, or active adults over 50, who chose Kodiak specifically for cardiovascular benefits, 9 to 12 grams of added sugar per serving directly undermines the heart health benefits they are paying a premium to get. The protein goes in, the sugar cancels it out. A grizzly bear on the box, a sugar bomb inside the packet. Think you have been making the smart choice by paying more? Wait until you see what heritage really means. Number 6. McCann's Instant Irish Oatmeal. The flavored varieties. McCann's trades on a steel-cut legacy that goes back over a century. The brand name conjures images of stone mills, Irish countryside, slow-cooked pots of real oats. That reputation is powerful. Older consumers especially trust it without reading labels because the name itself feels like a guarantee of quality. Here's the truth. The flavored instant varieties have nothing in common with the steel-cut original except the logo. These packets are par-cooked, rolled flat, and processed into the same instant format as every budget brand on this list. The steel-cut heritage does not apply. You are buying a story, not a product. The added sugars and flavorings bring the glycemic impact significantly higher than the original steel-cut oats. Steel-cut oats digest slowly, releasing energy over hours. Instant oats dump glucose into your bloodstream in minutes. The difference matters enormously for anyone watching blood sugar. Pour hot water into a McCann's instant packet and compare it to a bowl of their steel-cut original. The instant version dissolves into a flat, uniform paste. No visible grain, no bite, no structure. The steel-cut version holds its shape, each grain distinct and chewy. They are two completely different products wearing the same family name. For adults managing blood sugar who chose McCann's because of its steel-cut reputation, or anyone who assumed the brand name meant every product in the line met the same standard, the glycemic impact tells a different story. Same name, completely different product. That is the oldest trick in food marketing. If this helps you stay safer at the store, hit subscribe. It is free, and it means you will never miss these exposés. If heritage brands cannot be trusted, at least organic brands are safe, right? Wrong. Number 5. Nature's Path Flavored Instant Oatmeal. The organic label. The earthy packaging. The brand that health-conscious shoppers reach for when they want to feel good about what they are eating. Nature's Path signals clean living. You pay more because organic means safer, except it does not always mean healthier. The flavored varieties like maple nut contain 11 grams of added sugar per packet. Organic cane sugar. Certified, verified, USDA, stamped organic cane sugar. And it metabolizes identically to the conventional sugar in a $2 packet of great value. Your pancreas does not care about the certification. Glucose is glucose. Insulin responds the same way whether the sugar was grown on an organic farm in Oregon or a conventional operation in Brazil. The marketing genius here is the word organic. It creates a health halo that covers everything in the box. Consumers see the green label and stop reading. They assume organic means low sugar, means whole grain, means doctor approved. None of that is guaranteed by the USDA organic seal. The seal certifies farming practices, not nutritional value. Smell a packet of Nature's Path maple nut. That rich caramel sweetness is not the oats. It is 11 grams of organic sugar doing exactly what sugar does, masking the blandness of over-processed instant oats. For people with type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance, who trusted the organic label as a sign of safety, or families who switched from conventional brands thinking they were making a healthier choice, the sugar content tells a different story. Organic sugar is still sugar. Premium price, same glucose spike. The organic label protects profits. It does not protect you. A lot of people switched to this next brand thinking they were avoiding everything we just talked about. They were not. Number 4. Trader Joe's Flavored Instant Oatmeal. The store with the Hawaiian shirts and the cult following. Everything inside a Trader Joe's feels curated, vetted, special. That aura extends to every product on the shelf, including the oatmeal. Shoppers assume that if Trader Joe's sells it, someone smart already checked it. Multiple flavored varieties list added cane sugar as a top 3 ingredient. Not buried at the bottom of the list. Top 3. That means by weight, sugar is one of the primary components of your supposedly smart breakfast choice. Here is what makes Trader Joe's different, and not in a good way. Their private label sourcing means limited public transparency about who actually manufactures these products. Third-party testing data is scarce. The supplier information that other brands disclose is largely absent. You are trusting a brand based on store atmosphere, not evidence. Open a packet. The oats look standard. The flavor hits immediately, sweet, one note, unmistakably sugared. There is no complexity, no nuttiness from real whole grains, just sweetness engineered to taste like a treat. The next brand on this list is one most people consider the healthiest oatmeal in the cereal aisle. And what is hiding inside is the opposite of what the box promises. For people on blood thinning or blood pressure medications who shop at Trader Joe's for everything, or anyone who considers Trader Joe's their safe grocery store, unmonitored sugar and sodium intake from a product you never questioned can quietly interfere with medication efficacy over months and years. The Hawaiian shirts, the friendly cashiers, the carefully curated store experience, and the sugar hidden in plain sight. Trust is not a nutrition label. It never was. Number 3. Quaker High Fiber Instant Oatmeal. This one is specifically marketed to older adults. The box says 10 grams of fiber per serving. It targets the exact people whose doctors told them to eat more fiber for digestive and heart health. The packaging practically wears a lab coat. But where does that fiber come from? Not from whole grain oats. Much of it comes from added maltodextrin and isolated fiber additives. These are industrially extracted fibers that technically count on a nutrition label, but do not behave like whole food fiber in your digestive system. They are the nutritional equivalent of sawdust that checks a regulatory box. Past formulations included sucralose as an artificial sweetener. Sucralose has been linked by some gastroenterologists to disruption of the gut microbiome, the bacterial ecosystem that governs digestion, immunity, and even mood. You bought this oatmeal to improve your gut health. The sweetener inside may be damaging the very system you are trying to fix. Cook a bowl. Notice the texture. It is oddly thick, almost gelatinous, unlike real oatmeal. That unnatural viscosity comes from the isolated fiber additives absorbing water in ways whole oat fiber does not. It coats your mouth differently. Your body notices even if your brain does not. For adults over 50 with IBS or sensitive digestive systems who chose this product on their doctor's recommendation, or anyone who saw 10 grams of fiber and assumed it was the real thing, the artificial fiber and sweetener combination can cause bloating, gas, and GI distress. Discomfort that discourages you from eating the real fiber you actually need. 10 grams of fiber on the label. Almost none of it from real oats. See the pattern? Budget brands add sugar. Premium brands add sugar. Now health brands add fake fiber. So what happens when they add protein? Number 2. Quaker protein. Instant oatmeal. Positioned as a power breakfast for active adults. Muscle maintenance. Strength. Energy. Everything an aging body worries about losing. Quaker saw that fear and built a product around it. The added protein comes largely from soy protein isolate. Not from eggs, not from nuts, not from whole food sources your body recognizes. Soy protein isolate is an industrially extracted powder, a byproduct of soybean oil manufacturing. It is the cheapest way to boost the protein number on a nutrition label without adding real food. The flavored varieties still carry 9 or more grams of added sugar, plus modified food starch, plus artificial flavors. The ingredient list is long enough to fill a pharmacy receipt. This is not a power breakfast. This is a chemistry project with a fitness model on the box. Open a packet and the smell hits immediately. That synthetic vanilla, that powdery, almost metallic undertone. It does not smell like oats. It smells like a protein shake that gave up halfway. Cook it and the texture turns gummy, stretchy almost, from the modified starch binding everything into an unnatural consistency. For people with thyroid conditions or on hormone-sensitive medications, or active adults over 50 who specifically chose this for muscle support. High soy protein isolate intake is a conversation worth having with your doctor. The sugar content undermines any muscle health benefit, and the processing strips away the very beta-glucan fiber that made oats worth eating in the first place. Protein on the label. Sugar in the formula. Soy isolate instead of real food. That is 2 Quaker products in a row that weaponized a health claim. The number 1 spot goes to the brand behind all of them. And what was found inside should make you empty your pantry tonight. Number 1. Quaker Oats. The entire flavored instant line. The single most recognized oatmeal brand in America. The red canister, the smiling man in the hat, the brand that has been in American kitchens for over a century. Millions eat it daily, believing they are making the best possible breakfast choice. In 2023 and 2024, independent lab analyses and consumer reports found detectable levels of glyphosate residues in multiple Quaker oat products. Glyphosate, the same chemical at the center of thousands of cancer lawsuits against Monsanto, the same weed killer that groundskeepers spray on parking lots. Detected in the oats you eat every morning. Then came the recall. Late 2024, Quaker issued a major voluntary recall due to potential salmonella contamination across granola bars and some oat products. Salmonella, a bacteria that causes fever, diarrhea, and abdominal cramps, and can be life-threatening for people with weakened immune systems. This was not a fringe product. This was the flagship. The man on the box kept smiling through all of it. Walk through any grocery store in America. Quaker owns the oatmeal aisle, eye level, end cap displays, sale stickers. The brand is everywhere because the marketing budget is massive. But marketing does not make food safe. For adults over 50 with compromised immune function, existing liver concerns, or chronic kidney disease who eat this every single day, or families who have trusted this brand across generations, repeated daily exposure to pesticide residues and contamination risks, in a staple food is not a minor inconvenience. It is a compounding health hazard. 100 years of trust, glyphosate in the oats. Salmonella in the supply chain. That is the number 1 oatmeal brand in America. Drop a comment if Quaker is sitting in your kitchen right now. Let us see how many of us have been eating this. 11 brands exposed, from Walmart's sugar traps to Quaker's contamination crisis. But do not give up on oatmeal entirely. 2 brands prove it can still be done right. Real oats. No deception. No hidden ingredients. No broken promises. Bob's Red Mill. Old-fashioned or steel-cut oats. Open the bag and the difference hits you immediately. That warm, nutty, grain-forward smell. No sweetness. No artificial anything. Just oats. The ingredient list is 1 word long. Oats. No added sugars, no flavoring agents, no preservatives, no caramel color, nothing your doctor would need to know about. Bob's Red Mill operates a dedicated gluten-free facility for their certified lines. They conduct rigorous third-party testing, including glyphosate residue screening. When Quaker was dealing with contamination recalls, Bob's was publishing test results. Non-GMO project verified. Whole Grain Council certified. Cook a bowl of their steel-cut oats. It takes longer, 20 to 30 minutes. That time is the point. Slow cooking preserves the intact grain structure, the chewy texture, the soluble beta-glucan fiber that actively supports healthy cholesterol and steadier blood sugar. Every minute of patience pays back in nutrition the instant packets stole from you. The flavor is clean, earthy, substantial. It fills you up and keeps you full through the entire morning. No crash at 10, no hunger at 11, no insulin spike sending you to the vending machine before lunch. Real oats doing what oats are supposed to do. For anyone on daily medication who needs a breakfast that helps instead of interferes, or families who want one product the whole household can trust, this is the answer. Purely Elizabeth Original Superfood Oatmeal. This brand took a different approach entirely. Instead of stripping oats down and adding sugar back, they started with organic gluten-free oats and added nutrient-dense real foods. Chia seeds, flax, hemp hearts, not soy protein isolate, not modified food starch. Actual seeds you can see and identify in the bowl. The omega-3 fatty acids from chia and flax support cardiovascular and joint health. The fiber content promotes healthy digestion without artificial additives or isolated fiber fillers. The glycemic profile is low enough to be a genuinely safe daily choice for anyone managing diabetes, blood pressure, or cholesterol. USDA Organic. Non-GMO Project Verified. Gluten-free certified. No artificial flavors. No artificial colors. No artificial sweeteners. Every ingredient is listed transparently, and every ingredient is a real food. Scoop it into a bowl and look at it before you cook it. You can see the flax seeds, the chia, the hemp hearts mixed into the oats. It looks like food because it is food. Not dust, not powder, not paste. Ingredients. You recognize doing things your body needs. Cook it and the texture holds. There is structure, substance, a nuttiness that comes from real seeds releasing real oils. No gummy slurry, no instant collapse. A bowl that tastes like someone who understood nutrition made it instead of someone who understood marketing. For families looking for a breakfast everyone can trust, or anyone who has spent years reading labels and getting burned, Purely Elizabeth is proof that oatmeal can still be exactly what you always believed it was. 11 brands, 11 broken promises, one cabinet that needs cleaning. Subscribe now, and if you are watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again.